I am talking about one of my favorite topics today: to become the creator of your reality, to manifest the life you desire, to step into the version of you that you've always wanted to become. And that method is quantum leaping. In today's video, I'm going to explain what quantum leaping is and my personal 3-step process. So, what is quantum leaping? Quantum leaping is a method of manifestation that has become super popular within the last few years that is focused on embodying the version of you that has what you want, that is living in the reality that you desire to live in. And quantum leaping or quantum jumping comes from quantum physics. And quantum physicists were studying subatomic particles. And as they were studying them, they discovered that these subatomic particles moved from their starting point to their ending point with little to no effort and without covering all of the bases in between. And quantum physics, if you're not familiar, is the study of energy and matter at the most fundamental level. And what we know, thanks to quantum physics, is that everything in our universe, everything in our world, including us, is made up of energy. So we can take the action of subatomic particles and apply it to manifestation by shifting our energetic state from where we currently are in our current reality to the energetic state of the version of us that is living in our desired reality. And our energetic state as human beings is determined by our thoughts and our feelings. So, our thoughts and our feelings, just like everything else, have an energetic frequency. And when we think the same thought, it triggers our brain to release chemicals to our body to impact the way we're feeling. And because our brain is always scanning our body, our brain then picks up on the way we're feeling. And that triggers our brain to think more thoughts that are in alignment with the way we are feeling. So the cycle continues. This is called the thinking and feeling loop. And this thinking and feeling loop really determines our mood in the short term, but in the long term, it can determine our personality, who we are. It is our state of being. And this is one big piece of quantum leaping and manifestation, because we want to become an energetic or vibrational match to the version of us that has what we want. We want to become an energetic match to the things that we desire in our external reality. And we do that through shifting our thoughts and our feelings. And I explain this thinking and feeling loop in much more detail in one of my podcast episodes. I will link that in the description below if you want to learn more about that. Okay, so quantum leaping, I have broken down into 3 main parts. Part 1 is defining your desired reality and the version of you that is living in that reality. Part 2 is becoming a energetic match, and part 3 is releasing anything that has kept you stuck in your current reality. I'm going to do a brief overview of each of these steps, and then in the videos to come, I will break down each step in more detail. So this is part 1 of a 4-part series. All right, so step 1, defining your desired reality. This step is so important because in order to become a vibrational match or an energetic match to our desired reality, we need to know who that version of us is living in that reality. We need to align with them. So, personally, I think it's a lot harder to make a quantum leap if we don't know who that version of us is. Because how can you align your thoughts and your feelings if you don't even know who that version is? Right? So, we want to embody that version of us, because think about it. That version of us has the wisdom that we need, has the knowledge, has the experience that we need to get to where we want to go. So, you want to get clear in step 1 on what do you want? what do you want to see in your external reality if you're trying to make a change, such as like wanting a new job, a new career, money, something that's more tangible. Or if you're trying to make a quantum leap just to a different version of you, the version of you that's unbothered, the version of you that takes good care of yourself. Either way, no matter what you were trying to manifest, you want to get clear on who is that version of you. How do they think? How do they feel? How do they respond to things? What's important to them? What actions do they take? What do they value? And I have a free guide that I created that will help you with this step specifically. It's filled with a ton of questions to help you gain clarity around your desired reality, your desired self, and why this manifestation is so important to you. I will link that in the description below. Okay, so moving on to step 2, becoming an energetic match. So, like I mentioned, this step, a big part of it is shifting the way we think and feel to be in alignment with the version of us that has what we want, that is living in our desired reality. And I want to be super clear, super upfront. This can be hard. This can be hard work to do because when we have had the same thoughts and the same feelings for an extended period of time, it can be really hard to shift the way we think and feel. So, another piece of this is getting clear on our subconscious beliefs and our conscious beliefs. We need to believe that what we want is possible and that we are worthy of having it. And our subconscious beliefs influence the way we think and feel. So, a part of this process of becoming an energetic match is aligning your beliefs with the version of you that lives in your desired reality so that you can shift the way you think and feel. And like I said, there'll be another video on this topic where I'm going to go into much more detail on how to do this work. But one of the things that you can start doing today after watching this video is just think about, how does the version of you that you want to step into, how do they think and how do they feel? What are their dominant thoughts as they move throughout the day? What are their dominant feelings? And as often as you can throughout your day, try to bring conscious awareness to how you're feeling and shift the way you're thinking if you need to, shift the way you're feeling. If you catch yourself thinking a thought that's not in alignment with your desired self, how can you reframe that thought in the moment? And this is a practice that we will have to do over and over and over, but with time, it gets easier. We want to change our thoughts and our feelings because, like I said, our thoughts and our feelings determine our state of being, and that is how we become an energetic match. You can think about your thoughts and your feelings almost being this like magnet sent out into the quantum field, into the universe, that is then drawing back what you want towards you. Or I shouldn't even say what you want. Your thoughts and feelings are drawing back things that are in alignment, that are an energetic match to you. So, if what you are experiencing in your reality is something you do not like, if you look around and find yourself in the same cycles over and over and you don't like those cycles, start to question, how are you thinking and feeling? Are you constantly complaining about what you're experiencing? Are you always, are you always annoyed? Are you always frustrated? You know, is your external reality reflecting your internal reality? I used to speak so meanly to myself. I used to beat myself up all of the time. And I didn't even realize it. It was more of this like subconscious thing I was doing almost every day. And one day, all of a sudden, I just caught myself and realized, like, holy shit, I'm so mean to myself. And what followed was the realization of, like, of course, I'm not magnetizing the things that I want. My external reality doesn't look the way that I want it to because my internal reality is so harsh. I would get super frustrated at the littlest things. I would constantly be, like overwhelmed, overstimulated, but in a way where I was just letting these small things bother me and I would ruminate on them. And it wasn't until I started to shift the way that I talked to myself and the way I handled these external situations that things actually started to change. So, your homework assignment between the release of this video and the release of the video on becoming an energetic match is to just start to bring awareness to the way that you think and feel. Can you be mindful of how you talk to yourself, how you think about what's happening in your reality? What are your dominant feelings as you move throughout your day and your weeks? And this will help you realize what you are magnetizing to yourself or why you are magnetizing things to you. Another part of becoming an energetic match to our desired self is taking aligned action. And while quantum leaping is less about taking action and working hard to get to what we want, sometimes it's a necessary part of the process. Taking aligned action can help us change the way we think and feel and can help support our nervous system to receive our manifestations. And what I mean by that is sometimes where we want to quantum leap to is out of our comfort zone. It's something we've never experienced before. And this is why I often suggest making a smaller quantum leap to start. If you are trying to quantum leap to a version of yourself that you have never experienced in any regard, that is really far off from where you are now, it might be a lot for your nervous system to handle. For example, if you want to quantum leap to the version of you that is doing 100K months and right now you're only doing 1K, if you were to receive that, if you were to all of a sudden leap into that version of you, it might be really overwhelming and overstimulating. You might not know what to do with all of that money. So, in regards to taking aligned action, something really important for you to do would be take action making the plan for your money. What are you going to do with that 100K? Make that spreadsheet, make that budget, plan for where that money is going to go to help you create the safety in your nervous system to receive it. So I'm not saying that you can't make that big of a jump. You most definitely can. It is possible. You want to make this process as easeful as possible. That's what quantum leaping is. It's the most easeful way to get to what you want. So, taking aligned action, if, for example, you want to embody the healthiest version of you, the version of you that exercises and takes care of yourself, taking aligned action might be as simple as looking up recipes, easy recipes that you can make when you're low on energy and don't have many ingredients in your kitchen. Taking aligned action not only supports our nervous system, but it helps us reprogram our subconscious beliefs. So, when we take aligned action, it can help us change our beliefs in regards to what we are capable of doing, which can help shift the way we think and feel. Step 3 in the quantum leaping process is all about releasing. And before I dive into what we are releasing in step 3, I want to make clear that step 2 and step 3 happen simultaneously. So, as you are focusing on embodying your desired self and becoming an energetic match, you are simultaneously working on releasing anything that is preventing you from stepping into that version of yourself. And some days will be easier than others. Some days you may feel like you're doing a really great job of releasing, and it's really easy to embody your desired self. And some days may be a lot more challenging. You may find yourself slipping back into old ways of thinking and feeling. and that's okay. I think of this process as like a seesaw, where in the beginning you're on one side and you're really deep in the energy of your current self, and maybe that version of you is kind of weighing down the seesaw. But as time goes on, you're fluctuating back and forth, and eventually you're going to end up on the other side of the seesaw, like more in the energy of your desired self, and you will release your current self. But in that process, it's back and forth, up and down. So be patient, be kind to yourself, and let's talk about releasing. Okay, so in step 3, we are releasing any subconscious beliefs that are keeping us stuck in our current reality, any repressed emotions that are impacting our thinking and feeling, and shame, and our need to control. And I know shame is an emotion, but it's so important that we release shame that it is worth mentioning outside of all the other emotions. Okay, so first, your subconscious beliefs. We manifest from our subconscious beliefs. We have to believe that what we want is possible and that we are worthy of achieving that thing. And our subconscious beliefs are primarily formed in our younger years from 0 to 7. They also are formed when we experience significant life events. So, if you have struggled to achieve what you want, to quantum leap to your desired reality, you may have a belief that is preventing you from doing so. When it comes to what you want to achieve, it can be helpful to take the time to consider, what did your caregivers believe? What did you grow up experiencing in relation to what you want? You can also uncover your subconscious beliefs through your body. And this is what I love doing in one on one sessions, helping clients tune in, tap into their physical body in order to uncover any repressed emotions and subconscious beliefs. So, we store our repressed emotions in our physical body. And when we experience physical ailments, that is our body trying to tell us something. So, one way to go about this is checking in with your body. How does your body feel? We want to release repressed emotions because those repressed emotions are going to impact the way we think and feel and keep us stuck in the present or in the past. And I know there's a lot of talk out there about like high vibe emotions, low vibe emotions. And yes, all of our emotions have a frequency. But that doesn't mean that you should never feel anger or frustration or guilt or shame or sadness. We want to feel those things so we can process them and release them. When we do not allow ourselves to feel our emotions, that is when they get repressed and they get stuck and trapped in our body. So, if there's anything you've been holding on to, this is your invitation to throw a tantrum and release it. And when it comes specifically to shame, I'm going to talk so much more about this further along in the series, but shame is a survival emotion. We often motivate ourselves with shame in order to get things done, and it triggers our fight or flight response. And when we're in that survival mode, we cannot be in the creativity mode. We cannot be focusing on creating the life that we want because our body, our system is just worried about surviving. So, if you are someone who experiences chronic shame or toxic shame about who you are at your core, where you are in life, what you have experienced, this is your invitation to begin to unpack that shame and release it. And one of the best things you can do is to share that shame with someone who you can trust, who can hold space for you. Shame, oh, hello. Shame loves secrecy. When we talk about our shame, when we share our shame, we begin the process of releasing it. Okay, and the last thing we want to do is release control. when we are trying to control the process, we are too worried about how we are going to quantum leap. And quantum leaping is not about figuring out the how. It's not about figuring out the exact steps to take to get to where you want to go. It's about becoming an energetic match. It's about focusing on changing our internal world. So, when you are focusing on the how and trying to control the outcome, you are blocking the process. Control is rooted in fear, and we want to trust. In the quantum leaping process, we want to trust that what we want exists in the quantum field and we are going to magnetize it to us. Okay, so to recap, quantum leaping, making a quantum leap, is an abrupt change or transition in our energetic states. And we quantum leap by focusing on changing our energetic state, by embodying the version of us that has what we want, that is living in the reality we want to live in. You can call that version of yourself your desired self, your future self, whatever sounds good to you. But whoever that version is that is living in the world you want to live in, that has what you want to embody that version of you specifically through your thoughts and your feelings. The 3 steps to the quantum leaping process are defining your desired reality and your desired self, becoming an energetic match, and releasing anything that is blocking you from stepping into your desired self. So, the next video in this series will be focused on defining your desired reality and getting clear on your desired self. And like I mentioned, I have a free guide that will help you do this. So if you want to get a head start before I post the video next week, you can grab that in the description below. I'll post the link. All you have to do is enter your email and it will get emailed directly to you. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you can walk away from this video and begin your quantum leaping process. This is going to be the year you quantum leap into the life that you have always dreamed of. This is the year we're releasing our shame. We are tending to our nervous system so we can quantum leap into our desired self.